Hello, Geminis, and welcome to this, your May 1st through May 15th reading and predictions. For those of you who are new here, thank you so much for trusting and clicking on this video. And for those of you who are returning, thank you so much for continuing to support this channel. Let's dive right into your reading. We're going to just call up my notes from your last reading, which covered the time frame April 15th through April 30th. And you had a decision to make, and you're being asked to let go of your emotional attachments as well as the haters. There was some indication that you were in the process of leveling up, having a spiritual awakening, um, all sorts of fun stuff happening. And yet there were some haters coming in. And so you were being asked by the cards to just release the haters and keep moving forward on who you are, Gemini. And finally, your reading closed off, indicating there might be a new relationship just on the horizon for you. Either a romantic relationship or just a mentor mentee type relationship. So let's dive into your reading. We're going to go over here, and the first cards that we're going to pull are going to be cards of where you are at now, what's going on for you as I pull these cards at the end of April for you. Also, stick around all the way until the end, because at the very end of this video, I will be pulling cards for you that have yes, no answers on them. We all walk through life saying, oh, is he the right guy for me? Is she the right girl for me? Do I quit my job and move across the country? Or do I stay here? What do I do? And so at the end of this reading, I will be pulling cards for you with yes, no answers. So prepare your questions. All right. Knight of Swords. Something is riding in towards you right now. But it is riding into you with almost a sense of arrogance. The Knight of Swords is about, I'm riding in and I'm looking for a potential fight and I'm just going to ride in. Let me see. We've got the Six of Cups, the card of nostalgia. We've got the Fool, the Queen of Wands, and Temperance coming in. This is the order in which the cards came out. So let's dive in a little bit deeper here. As I mentioned, Gemini, Knight of Cups is something or someone riding towards you in an awfully big hurry. They've got their sword raised high and they're looking for a fight, or maybe it's you looking for a fight. But either way, there's sort of this gritty energy, like something is rubbing up against something else. Generally, when this happens, there's the necessity to look at, why are we wanting to fight? Why are we wanting to, go into somewhere almost with a sense of arrogance? When we explore that deeply, we understand that the vast majority of times it's because in some way we feel threatened. We feel like our ego is going to be hurt, or we feel like something that we were attached to in the past might be being disrupted. And so, yeah, this is the energy that you're entering this reading with. And then we have the Six of Cups. Now, the Six of Cups, as I mentioned, is the card of nostalgia. It's the card of remembering the past fondly. The downside to the Six of Cups is you don't want to remember the past so fondly that you end up calling up an ex in the middle of the night. You don't, I mean, it's fine to look back and reminisce about the past and, think, ah, God, I remember those days. But when it reaches the point of, oh, I remember those days, maybe it wasn't as bad as I thought it was. I think I'm going to phone someone. That's where we draw the line. Okay. So it's possible, Geminis, that with this Knight of Swords here and then having the Six of Cups come in immediately afterwards, that some of what you're feeling is as a result of sort of a push-pull type dynamic with an ex. But you're at the point where you're ready to say, you know what? I'm willing to fondly remember the past. Yeah, Things were cool back then, but I've moved forward and I'm going to continue to move forward with this Fool card. Okay. The Fool card is about new beginnings. It's about setting off on a new adventure and leaving the past where it belongs. So, this is cards of where you're at now. You have the Queen of Wands. She is the queen of action. She is the queen of tapping deeply into her intuition, following it, and getting out there and getting things done. And finally, we have Temperance. And Temperance is about bringing balance into our lives. So, this is where you're at now. Let's take a look and see what you're focusing on. All right. What are the Geminis focusing on? What is Gemini focusing on? We've got two cards that have jumped out for us. Is that it? Yep, seems to be. All right. So, ooh, yes. You are definitely being challenged. You have the Seven of Wands here. The seven, okay. Remember, I started off this reading by saying that in your last reading, it looked like you were being challenged. People were not comfortable with you changing, coming into your own, you setting out on your own fool's adventure, you stepping up and into the Queen of Wands type power where you're going to get things done. And you also have a sense of balance in your life at this time. I'm going to pause. I'm going to sneeze. Okay. Hopefully that sneeze has passed. All right. You have the Seven of Wands here in what you are focusing on. And so this is indicating that one of the things that is coming up for you at this time is being challenged. People don't like it when we change. And so they challenge it. Are you sure you want to do that? Gemini, are you positive you want? Are you sure this is the right move? I don't know. I just don't think this is the right thing for you. That's the sense behind this card. But look at the character on the card, because this is you, Gemini. This is all the other people. They're challenging you. They're the ones questioning. Are you sure you want to do this? This is you. And you are Zen. You're like, oh yeah, I am so ready to move on from the past. I'm tired of being challenged. I'm tired of living with this Knight of Swords who is constantly sort of having this sense of do 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 do. Here I am. I've come to save the day. That's the energy of the Knight of Swords, and I'm really sensing, Gemini, that this Knight of Swords is someone else in your life. It's not you. It's someone else who has this sense of arrogance and grandiosity, and it's no longer working for you. You're ready to walk away from that and walk into something new. Sure, there were some good times with this Six of Cups, but that doesn't mean that you're going to step back into the past. Instead, you're going to step into the Fool energy and go out on a new adventure. Queen of Wands says you've got what it takes. And this is going to bring you some balance. And you're in your Zen. You also have the High Priestess here. The High Priestess is going to help you stay Zen and help you to stay balanced. Okay. High Priestess is about tapping into our higher power, tapping into our soul identity, tapping into our higher purpose. So, this is what you are focusing on. And it doesn't matter what other people throw at you, it doesn't matter what shade they throw at you. This is you. Challenges. Challenges. Sorry, I'm having a really bad allergy attack while I'm doing this reading for you. All right. Challenges and difficult influences. Oh, let's grab that off my arm. Challenges and difficult influences for Gemini for the first half of May. And that one is on the floor. All right. Keep going. Oh, Do you see that card sticking out up at the top? We're going to grab that one out. Oh, there's two there. Okay. This is in your challenges. We're going to get the one off the floor. Oh. Six of Wands. I'm just going to pause this video here again and wait for this allergy attack to go by. It's not very nice to watch me do this on camera. Okay, Gemini, I am sorry. Okay. The first card that came out in your difficult influences is the Page of Wands. Anytime we see the page in any of the pages in the tarot, the pages are about um, naivety, swiftly moving. But the Page of Wands in particular is about travel. Interesting, right? And then you have the Six of Wands in your difficult influences. Six of Wands is the card of um, things are going your way and there's success and people are recognizing you for your accomplishments. But this card is coming up in your difficult influences, Gemini. The fact that this came up in your difficult influences once again confirms this sense of feeling like you are being challenged, like people are not in agreement with these changes and shifts that you are having at this time. And this travel card coming up as well in your difficult influences and challenges, I'm sensing that you might be tempted to want to run away or move away from the problems, move away from the people in the past that are causing a little bit of strife in your life. But you also realize that wherever you go, there you are. I believe it was John Kabat-Zinn who said that, or that was the title of a book. Wherever you go, there you are. Or something along those lines. I may be paraphrasing. And so this is saying that even though um, people should be shouting their accolades about you, they're not. And instead, they're being critical. And that's causing you to have this sense that you want to run away or leave. But you have two really good cards here in your difficult influences as well. You have the Ten of Swords. Now you look at this card and you think, oh, that doesn't look very nice. Look at this guy. He's got all these swords sticking out of his back. He's laying on the ground going, oh. But the Ten of Swords actually represents the ending of difficulties, the ending of feeling like you're challenged. So it is teetering on the end. And then you have the Ace of Wands. Ace of Wands, again, new beginning just on the horizon. You've got the Fool here, new beginning, and now you've got this Ace of Wands. But the Ace of Wands came up in your difficult influences, indicating that you are postponing the commencement of this new endeavor or this new rolling out of who you are without holding on to the past, you're postponing it temporarily um, because you're still feeling challenged. Let's go into messages that the universe wants you to hear. Messages from the universe. Messages the universe wants you to hear. You can see that card. Gemini, this is probably one of the most important messages that you will hear today from this reading. Be yourself. Be yourself. Don't worry about the haters. Leave them behind. If they are not comfortable with who you are, coming into your own power, starting a new path or a new journey in life, starting out something new and magnificent, finding your balance, finding your inner zen, if they're not comfortable with this new you, that's okay. Be yourself. Be true to yourself. And then like attracts like. This card is important for you right now, Gemini, because as you're shifting through this, and this is very, very similar to your last reading. In fact, it's got a lot of the same energies in it that as you're feeling like you're challenged, as you change, as you come into your own, as you are being yourself, remember like attracts like. So as you're changing your energy, the people from the past who are not changing and shifting with you, they're going to fall by the wayside. But like attracts like, which means that as your energy changes and your vibration changes, you will also attract more of those people who are also awakening and going through this change and wanting to see the world through different light, and through who want to change and don't want the same old, same old. Let's go to your unexpected. Getting called back to the tarot. Unexpected. Oh, that one's on my lap instead of on the floor. Good. And again on my lap. Let's make sure it doesn't fall. Almost fell. All right, let's see what landed on my lap. Page of Pentacles. You already have the Page of Wands in your difficult influences. Now you have the Page of Pentacles. There's a lot of naive energy here. You've got the Fool and you've got two pages here. And the Six of Wands also has a slightly young type feel to it. And then you have the Justice card coming up in your unexpected. So let's start with the Page of Pentacles here. Page of Pentacles is someone who is ambitious, who is looking towards the future, who's looking towards making a financially abundant future for themselves. The downside of this particular card is watch out for something that's too good to be true, Gemini. As you're moving through a little bit of naivety here with these two pages and the Fool energy coming into your reading, as you're stepping up and stepping out, watch for the snake oil salesman to come out of the woodwork. That too is why I think that you have the Justice card next to the Page of Pentacles, is to help to keep you on track, to not get taken advantage of during this transition into greater spiritual awareness, into your transition into a new venture. I do feel like from all of this, you will be stepping out into a new venture and potentially even a new relationship. But the Justice card is about, it is the Libra card with the scales of justice. This is a card of balance. Look at the scales. The scales like to be in balance. They don't like to be tipped one way or the other. You have another card here that represents balance. That's the Temperance card. Temper everything you do, look at both sides, and then find your balance wherever that lands for you. Justice card, again, this is about balance, but in this case, this is about potential snake oil salesman coming along, something that's too good to be true. This is a card of make sure that you've dotted all your I's, crossed all your T's. If Gemini, during this first part of May, if you are offered something that seems too good to be true, perhaps consult a lawyer, get some legal advice. This is not formal legal advice from me. I am not legally permitted to give you formal legal advice. This is common sense advice. If you are entering into a contract of any kind, be it a verbal contract or a written contract that requires your autograph, make sure that you have reviewed all of those details. If it is a verbal agreement, make sure everyone is on the same page and understands the terms and conditions. If it is a written agreement, make sure that you've read through it. Maybe even have some other people read through that contract. That's what's coming up for you in the unexpected. Let's go over to your general overall outcome. General overall outcome. And oh, nope, that didn't land on the floor either. General overall outcome. Okay, it looks like the fairies are going a little bit crazy. So I'm going to end up collecting up all of these flying cards and we will shuffle the deck, the smaller portion of the deck. Yeah, there's some more cards flying out and some more. Crazy. All right, pull up the one from my lap and get all of these collected up from everywhere. All right. If this were actually your outcome, Gemini, we have a little bit of a problem. You got a lot going on, a lot more than the cards are telling us you have going on. So let's mix them up a little bit. And let's ask the fairies to give us 2 or 3 cards. Well, they've given us 2 or 3 cards. Oh, no, they gave us way more than that. All right, you have the Ace of Swords. Ace of Swords is about new beginnings. No, you had the Ace of Wands. Ace of Swords. Do not be deterred by these challenges. Do not be deterred by these challenges. Do not be deterred by this Knight of Swords, this arrogant guy rolling in here looking for a fight. Do not be deterred by this Seven of Wands, people challenging you. Instead, look ahead to the future because there's good things on the horizons. There's a new beginning. 2 of Pentacles, you have a decision to make. Yes, I was right when I was picking up. You've got a decision to make, possible snake oil salesman coming in your midst. You're going to want to watch out for that. Make a decision about some money and finances and bring some fun into what you're doing. Prince of Autumn. This is the Knight of Pentacles. So you started off your reading with the Knight of Swords. You're ending it off with the Knight of Pentacles. The Knight of Pentacles has a similar energy to this Justice card. It's about being cautious with your actions, making sure that you're not charging into something. Meticulous attention to detail. I'm just reading this particular one because this card says it better than I can. I can't say it any better than that. Cautious but wise action, meticulous attention to detail, kindness towards others. Finally, you have 2 cards in your outcome. You have strength and you have release. The strength card reminds you that you have the power and the energy within you to get through this, to maintain your zen, to tap deeply into your intuition, to maintain your balance. Oh, yes, you have 2 cards about maintaining your balance here. You have what it takes in order to get through this transformation. Okay? Let go of the past. Let go of the past. This card corresponds to the Death card from the traditional tarot. And this card is about death of the old self and rebirth into something new. So it's amazing that all of these cards were basically saying that you're going to be letting go of the past, letting go of a past relationship. I do sense that this is about, for many of you, letting go of old relationships, not one relationship specifically, although it may be that for some of you, but letting go of old relationships of people who are not moving forward in their lives, people who are kind of stuck, people who, what came up for me just now, Gemini, is some of the people in your midst are people who complain, complain, complain but don't do anything to change their lives. And they were once your very close friends, but you're now seeing through that and saying, I don't want to surround myself with that energy. Remember this card, like attracts like, right? If you don't want to get drawn in to being one of the complainers who never actually takes the steps in order to change their lives, which this reading is indicating that that's not you anymore. It may have been you in the past, but it's not you in the anymore. This is you starting something new in a big way. You're going to have to release those other people. Move forward. Metamorphosis. All right. If this video resonated deeply, I've got one more card to pull for you, so don't go anywhere yet. If this video resonated deeply for you, please consider hitting that like button and subscribing. It really does help the channel and it helps more people see these videos and these messages. If you are interested in a private consultation, I am available and all my contact details are down below. Bring to mind your yes/no question, Gemini. I'm going to shuffle the deck until we get one card jumping out for us. Yes/no for Gemini. Ask your question several times in your mind's eye. One card, please. One card for Gemini. No, that would be 3 cards. We need just one card for Gemini, please. There we go. I'm laughing. Gemini, there's your card. Let go. Yeah. And I've said it a couple of times. Let go of the past. There, we've got it in focus now. Let go of the past. Let go of whatever it was that you were asking about. Thank you so much for being here. I would love it if you would allow me the honor of doing your next reading at the beginning of May or middle of May. Thank you so much.